So you, him, his whole administration. You can all go to hell where you belong.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of The Dave Show. We've got some good stuff to get to today, a little bit of news and nuts first, and then we'll jump into the deep end of the liberal madness. So let's get to it. Let's do it. News and nuts. News and nuts. Hey, it's news and nuts. All right, my friends, this first clip is Pam Bondi talking about the Wisconsin judge, Judge Dugan, and what an utter disgrace she is. Take a look.
Judges trying to obstruct your efforts to make this country safer. What is your message to them?
We are going to prosecute you, and we are prosecuting you. I found out about this the day it happened. We could not believe, actually, that a judge really did that. We looked into the facts in great depth. That's her picture up on the screen, Hannah Dugan, who is now in custody. You cannot obstruct a criminal case, and really, shame on her. It was a domestic violence case of all cases, and she's protecting a criminal defendant over victims of crime.
In fact, she just had an initial appearance in court.
Well, Florida seems to be doing it right. They're teaming up with ICE, and they just rounded up nearly 800 illegal aliens in a massive sweep that just occurred. So check it out.
Nearly 800 illegal migrants were rounded up in just about 4 days, including a man convicted of homicide in Colombia, an MS-13 gang member from Guatemala, a Russian illegal who was actually wanted by Interpol, and a suspected Honduran gang member. So it sounds like a major success, at least from the outside. But I'm wondering, will we see more operations like this? And are you planning on working with, say, other states in a similar fashion?
Kevin, this was a major success. It was a large-scale operation. And to your point, this is just a preview of what's to come throughout the nation. We have partnerships under 287G authorities that Secretary Noem signed, and this empowers state and local law enforcement to actually be able to use their enforcement authority to carry out immigration enforcement. And what that means is they can actually make arrests and clean up our streets, get these criminal aliens off of our streets. So like you said, almost 800 aliens, including MS-13 gang members, convicted murderers, rapists. All these people are now off of our streets who otherwise have been acting with impunity and terrorizing U.S. communities. You're going to be seeing this throughout the country, and I think that Americans are going to be really thrilled the results under this administration in the next 100 days.
Tricia McLaughlin, thank you for taking time with us. Really do appreciate it. All right, as you heard in these...
Well, it looks like Cincinnati's not going to let Florida have all the fun. It appears that ICE just picked up an alleged MS-13 gang member, and the Democratic rep from Cincinnati, Cecil Thomas, has some surprising views on due process. Check it out.
We first learned of the arrest by the FBI field office here off Montgomery Road. Now, according to the ICE field office in Detroit, the suspected gang member is 33-year-old Salvador Hernandez Horlozano. Now, we spoke with someone who knows a lot about gangs to get his take on this arrest. FBI Cincinnati released this photo of the arrest on social media. They say the apprehension was made on April 22nd in Hamilton.
I think it's a good thing. I mean, come on, the collaboration between agencies, state, federal, and local, that's what it's all about.
Federal authorities say Hernandez is an illegal alien from El Salvador who is wanted in his home country on murder charges. Ohio State Representative and former Cincinnati police officer Cecil Thomas says in his 27 years with CPD, he's dealt with MS-13 gangs as early as the 1990s.
I remember when MS-13 were attempting to establish a route in Cincinnati years ago, and we started to see their signature, MS-13 sprayed on certain areas, which was basically they were identifying their territory. And we shut that down.
Cecil Thomas says the tattoos that gang members have actually help immigration authorities with their cases. As a citizen of El Salvador, Hernandez may eventually be deported to the infamous CCOP prison in his home country.
If you decide to be a member of a gang in this country and you're not a resident, you got to go.
Many Democrats claim that suspected gang members are not receiving due process before they are deported. But Cecil Thomas, a Democrat, disagrees with his own party. Do they deserve due process?
Man, come on, let's be real. You come here, you know, if you're going to engage in crime, especially when you're talking about gang activity, which gangs that have no problem shooting law enforcement or anything. No, you know, due process, get you. Well, I can't say what I want to say.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement in Detroit put out a short statement which reads, ICE remains committed to working with our DOJ partners from the FBI, DEA, and ATF to enhance public safety across Michigan and Ohio. ICE tells us that Hernandez is in an area designated for federal custody at the Butler County Jail pending his immigration processing.
Well, my friends, that's all for the news. Now on to the nuts. This first clip is supposedly everything that I saw says it's Katy Perry. It's at a concert that she gave, and I don't know, ever since she went up to space, she's acting a little strange. Check it out. All right, Katy Perry went to space, and now we have clear shots of her anus. Instead of Uranus. That's funny. This next clip shows a very uninvited guest, and I don't think I would have handled it this way. I probably would have been running for my life. But anyways, check it out.
Get out of there!
I got a video that.
Thank you.
Come on.
Mike. Oh, hey!
Mike, hey, no. Mike, get on it, Mike.
Mike. Just move. Just.
Mike, don't move.
Mike,
no, going that way. Holy shit, that son of a bitch. He got it?
holy.
Was that Black Friday? Just joking. Was that a buy one get all free sale? Hello? Hello? Is this on? Hello? I'm gonna be here all week, so make sure to tip your waitresses. I'm funny.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That had to be the most violent round of musical chairs ever recorded in history. Oh my gosh, that poor girl. Ugh. All right, my friends, that's it for News and Nuts for the day. Sit back, relax, and buckle up. We're about to enter the Lib Zone. President Trump and Melania were at the funeral for the Pope over the last several days. And of course, Harry Sisson just couldn't keep his mouth shut. He posted this. And it says, "This is the guy that MAGA worships." Really? Well, his insinuation is that President Trump was sleeping, but I'm pretty sure there was another guy that was really sleeping. Let's take a look. Oh, oh, I'm sorry. That totally put me to sleep. Hey, Harry, before you start making assumptions about a photo taken in a snapshot of time, you might want to just maybe do a little bit more research, because this photo was actually taken while they are praying. I know that's a foreign concept to you, Harry, but you should look it up. It might do you some good. All right, let's take a listen to Rachel Maddow. I know, I'm sorry, but it is relevant what's going on here. But she talks about how it's too far. It's just too far that President Trump has arrested a judge. And of course, this is a threat to democracy, as is everything that President Trump does. Him waking up and brushing his teeth is a threat to democracy to these people.
So it's all bad for Trump in terms of the public just soundly rejecting everything he's doing, even the stuff that he says just for political effect. It's having the opposite political effect that he intends. I don't know that we have ever seen another first 100 days from any president this roundly rejected and hated by the American people. And as I said, correlation is not causation. Things happening together doesn't necessarily mean that one of those things caused the other one to happen. But on the day we've got on the front page of the New York Times, voters sour on Trump. Americans think Trump is overreaching in his use of power. On the day that is the news on Donald Trump, what does Trump do? He arrests a judge. He arrests a judge. And we're going to talk with Congressman Jamie Raskin about this in just a moment. But if you want to talk about a portrait of desperation, show me the political leader who is just flipping the table over, just pulling the pin on the grenade and rolling it into the room. Show me the elected leader who has decided to start arresting judges to see what happens. Nobody's above the law. We only have one system of law for everyone. Nothing about being an elected official gives you a license to commit crimes or a license to get away with it if you do. Why step up politically and defend a judge or a prosecutor? That's supposed to be a non-political part of our system. It's not like we didn't know it was going to be terrible. And it is terrible. He really did have a judge arrested today. Arresting a judge today. Are you kidding me?
It is interesting that in the last couple years or so, we've heard this common mantra running through the Democratic Party that no one is above the law. Well, I mean, yes, that's kind of true, as long as it's a Republican that's getting arrested or being investigated, right? It's a very different scenario if it's, I don't know, maybe like a corrupt activist judge from Wisconsin. Take a look.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one 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 is above the law.
Yes, my friends, no one is above the law except Hillary, the Bidens, Nancy Pelosi, BLM rioters, millions upon millions of illegal immigrants, and Democrats in general. If you belong to any of those groups, you're good to go. Do whatever you want. Hey, sorry for interrupting. I just want to let you know, today is the last day to get 20% off all authentic Idle Hands merch. All right, let's get back to the show.
Hey, public school principal here, just weighing in on the new executive order. It seems that it gives permission to teachers to use physical discipline on students inside their classrooms.
No.
Yeah, we're not going to be doing that. No, it feels a little bit like a setup, because you've been turning these people against us for some time now, telling them that we teach their children critical race theory and that we push DEI agendas and that we are performing gender reassigning procedures within the school, and that
no one's saying you're doing gender reassigning procedures in a school. No one has made that claim. Give me a break. Stop gaslighting.
That we purposely stock our libraries with corrupting books for students to read so that we can somehow indoctrinate them in that way.
Somehow. It's so weird.
Yeah. And now you want us to paddle those people's children while we have them at school? No, we're not going to do that. It's almost like the school shooters weren't taking us out fast enough.
Wow.
So you're raising up a new army to come for us? We're going to pass on that one. These are not our children. We won't be paddling them. Thank you.
Wow, she is a little crazy. I think that principal might need to be released from her duties as soon as possible. Jeez Louise. And everything she just said in there is not true. That is not in the executive order that President Trump passed. It is very, very, very vague on actual physical punishment. So, like I mentioned in the video from yesterday, all these Democrats and liberals are going to start being, I don't know, just like totally hyperbolic and they're gonna tie our students up to the trees and whip them and they're gonna just paddle them and they're gonna they might actually just shoot one of the students. Like it's just gonna be ridiculous what they're gonna be coming up with to try to demonize President Trump. But anyways, this is the new message. So just be aware, this is the latest message from the hive mind. And let's take a look at another one, shall we?
Did you hear about the ass whooping bill for schools?
See what I mean?
Now? You know, Trump wanted to close the Department of Education, but then even 2 weeks later, he's passing bills so they can whoop your kid's ass in school. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So here's how it really goes, though. So if corporal punishment is still allowed in your state, they're definitely allowed to enforce it. These states right here are allowed to whoop your kid's ass now.
Well, I'm pretty sure that even if you could whoop your kid's butt, I think the student, or not the student, but the parent still has to like sign off on that. I went to a Christian school. It's called Christian Liberty Academy for 1 year. Long story. I'm not going to get into it, but it was during 6th grade, and they paddled there. And that was very foreign to me because it was a private school. I grew up in a public school. And I'm glad to say, well, maybe I'm not glad, but I only got paddled once. That's a story for another day. But yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom had to sign off. My mom and dad had to sign off on letting them do that to me. So not entirely true, lady.
But in these states right here, it is absolutely outlawed no matter what that dumpster fire says. So if you...
Are you talking about the kid? That's a horrible thing to say about kids, calling them dumpster fires.
You're in any of these states that I mentioned before, and your kid's going to get their ass whooped if they're out of line. Ain't that great?
Yeah, actually it is. It's good.
Jen, this is Congresswoman Nancy Mace. Can you give me a call back? I heard that there are 13 genders on the dorm application for Clemson. I just had this issue with USC, and I would like to make sure that you guys are following suit since there are only 2 genders.
How many genders are there?
Liberals are upset again.
Wow,
Tell me something I don't know. But liberals are upset because of Donald Trump. Who's surprised?
Who else? Yeah.
With
who else
all
would
the
they be?
things going on in the world today, tariff wars, the economy, celebrities faking their flights to space, activists
looking at you, Katy Perry.
Judges stopping everything that Donald Trump is trying to push, liberals making up lies out of thin air, and now this. So we all know that the Pope passed away about a week ago or so.
Sad.
So as all the leaders convened at the Pope's funeral, our man DJT showed up, and you guessed it, a blue suit. Oh my God, not a blue suit. While everybody else is dressed the same and this man is totally different and doing his own thing, liberals are mad about a blue suit. The liberal tears are killing me. Get a life. To be honest with you, I think if that man farts wrong, they're going to have a problem, and it'll be front page news on every liberal media website.
Constitutional crisis, baby. Well, it looks like President Trump took a little bit of time away from the Pope's funeral to jump into a soccer game. Check it out. Oh my goodness.
도널드 트럼프 뜁니다. 트럼프 직접 가요. 트럼프. 독주하는 트럼프의 관세 정책. 트럼프 슛! 트럼프의 관세가 나스닥을 무너뜨립니다.
철옹성 같던 S&P 500의 수비벽이 관세 한 방에 무너집니다. 녹아내리는 여러분의 주식.
Now, I know that ultimately that clip was a little bit of a troll against President Trump, but I couldn't resist seeing the president rotoscoped into the soccer game, and it was funny. I look, if you can't laugh at yourself, then you've got a problem. So, boy, let's take a listen to based Chuck Norris. Oh yeah.
Question for you, good sir. Why are you a conservative, sir?
Well, I used to be a Democrat, but unfortunately the Democrats went too far to the left, and the Republicans moved into their position that the Democrats were 40 years ago. See, and so what the Democrats believed 40 years ago, the Republicans believe today. And so I realized that I had to go to a Republican because the Democrats just got too far off the trail.
Yeah, they
just
did.
got completely off the trail and lost all reality of what America stood for.
Yeah.
And so I realized that Republicans at this point in time are more focused on what is best for America than what the Democrats are.
I tell you, these pro-Hamas protesters, whether they be students or non-students, it really doesn't matter. They're disgusting individuals. And the way that they sit there and just yell and treat our police officers is just disgusting. And in this next clip, it's interesting because I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it looks like the lady that I think it's a lady. I'm pretty sure it's a lady. She's seems to be isolating one officer in particular, and I think to me that officer looks like maybe he's from Middle Eastern descent, and they eventually someone like kind of just pulls him back to get him out of the line to maybe diffuse the situation a little bit. I don't know. That's how I'm interpreting it. Let me know what you think. Maybe I'm totally seeing it totally wrong. I don't know. Check it out.
Leave the badges of the pigs! Leave the badges of the pigs! So to the Rahmans and the Mohammeds! To the Rahmans and the Mohammeds! To the Alis and the Abdullahs! To the Alis and the Abdullahs! To the Rafids! To the Rafids! To the Rafids!
Yeah, see?
To the Rafids! To the pigs! To the pigs! Who can call themselves by the name of Islam? Who can call themselves by the name of Islam?
So I think that guy's name is Rafid. Because it says badge 2471, so I didn't actually notice that before. But yeah, so that dude's definitely I'm not saying he's Islamic or anything or whatever, but he's definitely from the Middle Eastern, at least his heritage is. So interesting.
To the Mohammeds! To the Mohammeds! Put some respect on that name! 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 La ilaha illallah! Shahid Habib Allah!
See? So I know our Constitution, First Amendment rights, she has all of the protections to act like an absolute a-hole towards that cop and call them whatever names she wants to call them. But man, I wish he would have just like taken out some pepper spray and just like put it right in her face. Be like, suck it, sister. That would have been funny, but they didn't. So kudos on the cops for maintaining order, right? And speaking of order, this lady, I don't know, she is insane. I think she's literally insane. Listen to what she's got to say this time.
Not everyone who voted for him is in the cult, okay? And acting like everybody who voted for him or who still supports him is in a cult, like, diminishes the hate that these people have. Because yes, it's still bad to be in a hateful white supremacist cult, for sure. But some of them are just hateful white supremacists, and they're not brainwashed, and they're not in a cult.
But if you're a white supremacist, I mean, it means kind of you're by default in a cult, right? I mean, how can those be separated? I don't know.
I live in Massachusetts. We know this. A lot of the supporters of that guy living in this state are not in the cult. They are educated people, mostly white people, who are just not good people, who just want to put their pockets, which are still going to hurt. They don't make enough money. But they put their whiteness above everything else when voting. They are not in a cult. And when people comment that on my stuff, because I feel like I make it clear I'm not interacting often with Trump supporters, period, but I never am really interacting with cultist Trump supporters.
Which is, like, in her opinion, over 70 million people in the country. Ay, ay, ay.
And it really does, like, devalue the evilness of these people when you just say, well, they're just in a cult. They're just evil.
They show no indication of moving into a direction of finding, not selecting, but even finding a reasonable Democrat to compete against Vance. I do not think that answer is Stephen A. Smith or John Fetterman. But I do not think the answer is to move into the direction of AOC, Pete Buttigieg, or Kamala Harris. And their problem clearly then is that person does not exist. Or that person remains in the woods. That person has not yet been learned, is not known.
Yep. I think that guy is going to be called the Antichrist.
It's possible that in 2028, J.D. Vance can win the presidency almost by default. At this rate,
I hope
he could win the presidency by default because there simply is no sane, reasonable choice for Democrats. Go ahead, 2 days.
I'm at a customer's house and I'm working, and it's a really pretty house. And I am not a fan of a certain thing that people with money always like to offer me. And it's so gross. And I don't know if it's just me, but I hate to see this shit coming.
Oh, yeah.
This nasty ass fuzzy fucking water. Who drinks this shit? This bougie, bubbly shit.
Bougie, bubbly.
I take it. I do take it, and I drink it.
Good. Good for you.
Because I'm polite. But it's bad. Okay? Who likes bubbly water? I need to know. Am I an anomaly?
Not this guy.
Am I the only person
No.
who thinks that this shit is disgusting?
Totally.
Doesn't matter the brand.
Nope.
Gross. And then those of you that drink this shit with, like, liquor, y'all are some badasses.
I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea what that tastes like with liquor, but tastes like butt. It is so horrible. I hate that stuff. Now, I saw it in a comment for that video. Somebody called her a liberal. And I'm like, I don't care if she's a liberal or not. That stuff is nasty. My only issue with her is, dang, that was a huge forehead. Sorry for being petty, but she's totally right about that bubbly, sparkling water. Oh my gosh, it's so nasty. Let me know if you drink it. I know a ton of people do. I just don't see how.
Was that you that just flipped us off? Ah, you're a fat retard.
I know that some people out there they still get triggered a little bit, if you want to use that word, by people using the R word. But I'm personally glad it's coming back when it's used in the proper way, right? I mean, there's a good way to use it and a bad way to use it. So anyways, I thought that was funny. Oh my gosh. And now we've got some more insanity. It's dealing with President Trump and his comments about the NFL draft over the weekend. This guy, they can't cut this guy a break for anything. Take a look.
If anyone needs any more proof that Donald Trump is totally a believer in eugenics as well as racehorse theory,
what?
Here's a Truth Social post, tweet, whatever it is, from today, Friday, April 25th, 2025.
Okay. All right.
What is wrong with NFL owners? Are they stupid? Deion Sanders was a great college football player and was even greater in the NFL. He's also a very good coach, streetwise and smart. Therefore, Shador, his quarterback's son, has phenomenal genes and is set for greatness.
Yeah, Deion Sanders was a great NFL player. He was also a great Major League Baseball player. Now, in the way that he presented himself off field, as a little flamboyant, a little over the top. I mean, but hey, he backed it up, right? When he was playing on the field, he got business done. And in a spectacular fashion. His son is a pretty good quarterback. Definitely worthy of the NFL. And so why would it be such a stretch for anybody to say, well, you know what? Taking a look at the dad and taking a look at the son and taking a look at the brother, Deion's other son, they're all great athletes. So why would it be a stretch to say maybe good athletic genes, oh no, run through the Sanders family? Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
He should be picked immediately by a team that wants to win. Good luck, Shader. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. And say hello to your wonderful father.
Because you're a racist because you don't know how to say his name. But look, he was actually picked up, I believe, by the Browns. So, but I think he's got some baggage that comes with him, and he was just really disrespectful during the combine. And anyways, that's all another story. We're not getting into that, but it'll be interesting to see how he does in the NFL. If he has a good offensive line to let him do what his natural abilities. Oh no, wait, was that too eugenicsy? Sorry. But anyways, he'll do good. He'll probably do pretty well in the NFL. But this is so stupid.
There it is. That's the proof.
That's
in my
the
mind,
proof.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but in my mind, I believe that Donald Trump looks at Deion Sanders and his son as quite literally racehorses.
What? Okay, that is so stupid. That is jumping the shark right there. Gosh.
Because of the athleticism. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Also, just imagine if Donald Trump resigned as president and then went and owned an NFL team. Like, that would be the greatest move for all of us who are so tired of him. This is reading like suddenly you fancy yourself an NFLer of some kind.
So are you guys going to take us more seriously when we say the Trump administration is the embodiment of the Antichrist, or what?
Oh, no. Yeah, watching that clip was pretty satisfying. I kind of wish we had some more of that. I mean, come on. You don't disrespect a police officer, man or woman. I mean, it's common sense to most people, but apparently not to some. And some people definitely get what they deserve, what's coming to them. Let's take a look at this guy. Well, I'm pretty sure he's like totally drunk, so he probably didn't even feel this the next day. But let's check it out.
Oh, come on.
With me, I have a sign here. True Christians love everyone. Would you say you believe in this sign?
Yes, but define love.
Define love? It's a respect. You respect someone enough to not judge them, to not hate them for what they're doing, no matter what it is.
Do you lie to people you love?
Do I lie to people I love? Not often enough. And I don't lie about...
Should we, in the ideal, when you love somebody, should you lie to them?
Depends on the lie. Say you have a sibling and they have a dress on, and it is just ugly, the ugliest thing you've ever seen. Are you going to tell them, that dress is ugly, you need to change it, you horrible person?
Yes. In fact, I'll do it in a way that is filled with love, but I love my sister so much that if I feel if she's going to leave the house and be made fun of, I won't let her do that, because that's what love is all about. You see, love is not...
Are you going to make her feel ugly saying that?
Well, no, in fact...
How would you say it to make them not feel ugly?
I'd say, listen, I care a lot about you. I think that maybe you should change that outfit, or let's see what other outfits you might have.
What if she's like, no, I spent a lot on this, I'm really proud, I think this looks great. Are you going to say that what she thinks look great doesn't look great to you?
I would say, look, you can obviously wear whatever you want, but I want to caution you that if you wear that dress out in public, it might not be received the way you think it would be received. I would be remiss not to say that if I actually loved my sister. I'd be remiss, because love is not affirmation. Love is not confirmation. Love is making sure that you care so much about the other that you're willing to challenge and point out flaws when you see them and have the courage to articulate it. That's what love is.
You want to know the difference between a Democrat and a Republican?
Okay.
A Republican will hear someone and believe what they say. But a Democrat will listen and then verify that their actions align with what they have said.
That is the complete opposite of the liberal. These people are so stupid.
If you still support Trump after everything he's done,
I do.
To f this country up,
wow.
To embarrass us in front of the whole f***ing world,
okay, jeez.
then you're a f***ing sad, pathetic excuse for a f***ing human.
Wow, is that 4
I wouldn't even
F-bombs
call
now?
you a f***ing human being.
5, I think,
You
right?
motherfuckers are disgusting.
6.
You voted for this motherfucking orange
7.
piece of shit.
Wow.
He's
How do you really
biggest
feel?
shit stain on this country that has ever fucking existed.
No, 8. I think
I
that's
don't give
8.
a f what none of you say. It's the
9,
fucking truth.
10.
You can make your little fucking side
11.
comments and run your mouth all you want, but you are wrong, and so is he. You motherfuckers are what
12.
is wrong with the world. Pieces of shit like you that don't care about nobody or anybody else unless it affects you.
Nope. Nope.
You don't care about no one. You care about yourself, and that is it.
That's it. You got it.
And you're in
got
a
me.
fucking cult, and I don't give a f if you say you're not, because
jeez.
you are. You make excuses for this fucking orange turd
What is that, 13?
every time he does another fucked up thing.
Wow, 14
signs another
maybe?
fucked up executive
15?
order.
Jeez. Do you know another word?
So fuck you.
Apparently
fuck him,
not.
Fuck his whole administration. You can all go to fucking hell where you belong.
What a lovely, lovely woman. I'm pretty sure I could guess what side of the aisle she votes on. Oh my gosh. Well, my friends, we are about to jump into the detox, but before I do, a couple days ago, I got a really interesting comment. It is from it's from TechnoWash-DK, and he let me know that he and his dog, especially his dog Max. Hey Max, how's it going, buddy? Anyways, Max loves watching the detox. He likes watching the animal videos, and especially, apparently, he likes watching the dog videos. So what we're going to do today, just for you, Max, because you're a good boy, we're going to have all dog detox. It's going to be pretty cool. So this one's for you, Max. He is a German Shepherd. He lives in Denmark, and you're awesome. All right, buddy. This one's for you. Get ready for Dave's Detox. Let's roll it. It's time for Dave's Detox. Our dog Blake was a black lab. He's since passed. Oh, so cute. Oh yeah, get that stick. You got it. All right. This guy, this little guy skateboards better than I do. That's some skill right there. That's awesome. Oh yeah. Gotta love those homecoming videos, you know? Oh no, oh no! That is relaxing. Oh gosh, dude, settle down. That's the laziest dog paddle. Oh, this guy's in trouble. Oh boy. That was a German Shepherd too, just like Max. It's not gonna work, my friend. It's on the ground, my friend. Oh, this has got to be either heaven or hell for a lab, right? Yeah, yeah.
Hey, how do you like your bandana? You like it?
So cute.
Pretty nice. You look cool.
Aww.
You look handsome. Ow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I wonder where Percy is. Ava, have you seen Percy? Oh well, too bad. He's gonna miss out on some popcorn.
What? Not popcorn. All right, Max. I hope you enjoyed that detox. It was just for you because you're such a good boy. Well, that wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed it, I hope you did. And if you did, please like, subscribe, share, slap that bell around. Tell your friends about Idle Hands and what we're doing here. Share the love. All right. Well, until the next episode, stay safe. Know that you're loved and appreciated. And until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.